Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
This is Relationship-ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship, connections. 9 p.m.
We're live.
Marriage, sex,
And we're having a great time already.
yourself, your family, divorce, your ex, your co-workers, your friends, your situation, your lover, your mother, you name it, connections. And we always have a great time.
Of course you had to mess
With your
it up, right?
hosts, V and Cash.
Hello. It's Thursday night. You know what time it is? It's relationship-ish time. We're your host, Cash.
And I'm V.
Why is there always a beat? You're a dance teacher. Why is there always a beat?
Because I never know what you're going to say. Okay, let me tell you people. Last week she said, this is relationship where we share the corner, blah, 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 blah. And then she said, and something else that I didn't even, please like, share, follow. And then she said, and I'm your host. So I never know which program you're going to. So I can't.
Ma'am. Tonight is a crazy night already. Tonight, okay, we're going to try that again. Welcome to Relationship-ish, where we talk about the cornerstone of every relationship, connection. Don't forget to like, share, follow. Follow us on all platforms, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and we're on the Evening Rush Network. Okay, download that app. We're your hosts. I'm Cash.
And I'm V. And this is Relationship-ish. I'm like, I never know what she's gonna say. I'm like, am I supposed to say this part? No. I'm like, okay,
Girl,
she's still
I don't know what I'm doing today.
Hey, happy Thursday,
Nikki G. Happy Thursday. All right, so this is my question of the week. How do you know? How do you find out? Like you're trying to talk to a person and something irks you about them. How do you tell them? Because it's still new. So you want to tell them like this is irking me, but you're still new. So how do you say you're irking me right now?
Yes, but it depends on what it is. Because we can't tell you how to remedy the situation because we don't know what it is you're talking about. Like if you're talking about if they chew with their mouth open, then you could just easily say, you know what? My cousin chews with his or her mouth open, and I can't when he do that. I can't take it when people do that. And I know that you don't mean to, but sometimes you do it a little bit too. Like, you know what I mean? But then that's not real. You're like, oh, I do. I'm sorry. And I didn't know that bothered you. You know what I mean? Like, so you're saying it, you don't really do it, but you do a little bit. But oh my God, I can't take it when he does it. That's what I would do. But that's about chewing. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So what irks you about someone that you were trying to talk to? That you were like, oh my God.
Well, you know what I can't take is when someone is getting defensive for no reason. It's not that deep, and then they get defensive. I can't. Like we're just talking, and all of a sudden they decide like it's serious and they have to defend themselves. I'm like, okay, I can't with that. I just shut down. I'm like, okay, never mind, because I don't want to get into it, and I don't understand why you're getting defensive, and I'm not going to say why are you getting defensive. I'm like,
oh, so you just go silent, it irks you, so you just
you say why you're getting defensive, that's going to make it worse, and if you don't say it, you're going to get upset because you're like, what the heck is going on? So it's just. But I can't take that when you're getting defensive for no reason. There's times when you should be defending yourself or getting defensive, but I can't take that. But you can't take, what can't you take? You can't tell us what you can't take. What's something else that you can't take?
I think extended silence. I talk and I talk and I talk and I talk. And so if I'm talking to you and you're just going,
well, that's never going to happen with me, but
not sharing, that drives me insane. And so then you try to feel the silence because the silence is becoming deafening, and you're like, okay, this is really deafening. So you try to feel the silence, feel fill the silence, and it's just more silence. I'm like, that irks me. Like you're just talking and you're like, okay, you're not saying anything still. So, well, the other thing I was thinking, and it just becomes about all of your thoughts. And I'm like, I could have just talked in the mirror. Why am I talking to
I feel
you?
like sometimes when there's deafening silence, I tend to ask questions. Like so instead of saying what I was thinking, I'm like, do you like what you just said? So is there something that irks you? If you ask a question, then they'll engage, right? So then I just go like, I'll ask a question. Like I'll say, oh, I can't stand whatever color cars, black cars. Well, I had a black car, but I can't stand black cars. And then how about you? Do you like black cars? And so just ask a question. And then they'll
Yeah. And then if you're with certain people, they're like, no. And you're like,
yeah, there's definitely
it's
those
the
people.
silence again. And you're like,
Yeah, but you know what? Those are the people that I don't click with. Because like I will be in a car for like 6 hours with my sister, and there will be like the only silence there is when there's a song that we like and we both singing it. That's it. And I have been the same thing with Cash. Like we'll be on a 4-hour trip, and the silence will be if somebody is going to sleep. But other than that, and that's very rare. We're just talking the whole time. And it's not forced. It's not like, well, now let's go to the next thing. It's just like, oh wait, I never told you this, and then oh, that reminds me of this. And it's just natural.
yes. It just, and when it doesn't, you're like, well, look at the night. It sure is dark out there. That's a close question with a yes or no. You need open questions. Tell me about car colors you like. Okay,
Yes,
that's
tell
too
me about
much.
colors you like.
That's
And
too
if you don't
much.
like the black car, if you but that's you don't have to. Even if you say, do you like black
Okay.
cars? Yes. What how many cars have you had? Like I've had 3. What's your favorite one? Why? Like you can make it work, but you have to
I
pull it out.
guess, but
It's
you have
side.
to keep
You have to
filling
pull
it
it.
in. Like talking to, you're right. Those
Like
are the people I
what
can't click with. I cannot click with. I gotta keep going, and it's not natural conversation. It's just like at a point, at a point, at a point. Good night.
mhm.
Good night. Good night, ma'am. Good night, sir. Good night, everybody. Good night. Yeah, that's my closer. Good night.
Hey Iris.
Hey, connection crew in the house.
Yay. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
but I think you can be
every
diplomatic and tell somebody even if it's new. I think it's even better to say it while it's new, so that they don't get into this habit of doing whatever it is that you can't take, and then
mm,
you know what I mean. Then you're like, so when were you going to tell me that? You know what I mean. So before it gets to that point, I think you should just say politely, like whatever it is But I think we always say communication is the key, and if you don't communicate it, you're gonna be sorry. Just saying.
girl. Ugh. Anyway, so the Awareness Month, the National Awareness Month. April is Volunteer Month. It's time to celebrate and recognize volunteerism. Encourage more people to get out there and volunteer. I mean, what I do already is volunteer, so it's really hard for me to volunteer. But anyway, get involved in your community, and it's a great month to remind people to get out there and reaffirm your commitment to the children, to elderly people, to the sick people, to cancer, like whatever you're volunteering for, making house Habitat for Humanity, like whatever it is, this is the month because it's springing has sprung. This is where new things start. So try it, like make it part of your new I guess resilience to life to help other people in what you're doing. So that's the month, April. Volunteer month. So
Volunteer.
what's the gemstone this month? I think I'm gonna like
Diamonds,
it. I think I'm gonna like
show it.
it.
So diamonds are like they're a clear stone. We often use them for.
Diamonds are our girls' best.
Oh, girl, you know they are very.
Wait, you only have clear? You don't have any canaries or black diamonds?
No, I do not. And they do come in yellow and black, and there's actually even pink diamonds. But
What? I didn't know
have-
about the pink diamonds.
we have a white ones, and they're a symbol of love, commitment, strength, romance, eternity, beauty. Used for engagement and weddings, but not only that, and if you're born in April, that's your birthstone. And if your significant other is born in April, you might want to give them a diamond for their birthday. I'm just saying.
Well, I can't date anybody in April. Next.
Well, you don't have to give them a diamond every birthday, right? So what?
Maybe I'll just tell in my next life that everybody that I just make up my birthday is I'm born in April, so I can get all the diamonds I want. What my next lifetime? That's what I'm gonna do, girl. You put me on to something.
There you go. Yeah. So
Has all the colors on her engagement rings. Really? Who knew that?
That's nice.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not dating J-Lo's caliber, so well. I do have diamonds on. You can't see it. It's not on black, but it's a mother and child.
Yay. So yes. And so they don't show up. I just I have quite a few.
You need black. You have to put it on black.
We did, and it didn't work. So I'm like, so we tried that.
I believe you.
We were trying that before when we. Girl, what?
I was not paying attention to you.
Oh,
I have my own issues.
I know you have your own issues, so we tried that.
I have a lot of issues.
You're telling me, but yes. So diamonds, if you can get one, they are not semi-precious; they are precious stones. And if you have one, you'll never be poor one day in your life. So anyway, so in case.
So, what is the word of the week, V?
Duplicitous. And
duplicitous, you too. Like, son, don't be duplicitous me.
Yes, it's an adjective, and it's used for deception, and it's usually used more like if I tell you one story, if I say,
wait, this is deception.
To deceive somebody. If I tell you where I was this weekend, I was in Florida, and then I tell Nikki and Iris where I was, and I say I never left home, and then you guys get together and you say, yeah, she was in Florida. They say, no, she was home. So you
did that last week, though. My bad.
Duplicitous. It's not only a lie; it's usually telling different stories to different people. None of them are true. You are deceiving them.
Wait, that's sort of like what has me on pause. Then our duplicitous 8647.
Yes, yes, exactly. So yes, so we're telling different stories. We know some politicians doing that. They're duplicitous.
Oh, yep. And that's like the person at work is duplicitous. Yes.
Exactly.
Let me tell you how at work people are duplicitous.
There you girl.
They smiling in your face and going back talking about, let's go out for a libation, and then going to your boss talking about, you know what she did. You duplicitous little twit.
That's exactly right. See there you go. Yes, I think we know a lot of duplicitous people. And we don't always know, right? Because they're deceitful, and if they don't get
very deceitful.
if they don't
Asking
get
you
caught
out
out,
for libation and sitting right next to you, smiling in your face.
and say, I didn't do anything wrong.
I don't know how people do this. I am too honest. I'm just anyway, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it anymore before.
What has you on pause?
What has me on pause is duplicitous people.
Okay.
That they're laying right next to you and they're snakes in the grass. Well, actually, he's not laying next to me because he's in the White House. But I'm just going and I know we're only in April, right? We're only in April. This is 90 days. We're only in April. It gives me angst to watch the news. I turned it on, and then Canada's prime minister's like, we're not going to be disrespected any longer with the president talking to me and saying governor instead of prime minister. And we're going to, if you want to we're going to put up defenses. If you think that we're going to be the 51st state, we have to defend ourselves. We've had the longest standing relationship with Canada. That's what keeps our borders safe, keeps us safe, North America safe. And now you've gone full. Like, I don't understand what is going on. There are layoffs in the auto plants. There are tariffs on Canadian goods. We trade with Canada all the time. They are our biggest supplier of electricity. We're giving a 25% tariff on them, but only 10% on China, which is all the way around the world. I don't understand. And then Mexico's getting another tariff. So on the top and below us, we're going to war. Make it make sense to anybody out there. Are you so narcissistic that you think that you don't like?
Well, okay, because I'm going to play devil's advocate, because I am not for this man who's in the White House. So, but from what I could what I listened to today is he's raising it from 10% to 30% in China. But China, any American goods, we pay a 60% tariff right now, just regularly. And he's raising our tariff to them to 30%. And there are more countries. Every single country, I don't know about Canada, so I'm not going to lie. But the rest of Europe and anybody else, their tariffs are way higher than what he is making our tariffs going to be to them. And they're mad. But I'm like, but they already have these tariffs on us, not Canada, because I don't think Canada is one of them. But China, Europe,
who is going to pay for this?
I understand, but here's the thing: one of the steel companies who makes cars in this country, does the steel for cars in this country. He was saying that this is going to help his factory, because if there's tariffs over there, we'll have more jobs back over here, because then it doesn't make sense to have to buy it from there, so you could buy it from us. He was just saying
okay.
that.
Because Reagan is the one who said, ship them out because we can do better. We don't need to be doing that work at home. So, okay, come back. When do you think these plants are going to be built so we could do all of this? A plant can't be built. A plant can't be built in a month. It can't be built in a year. So we're going to do this so we can bring jobs back home,
Yeah,
and the
yes.
factories are going to be at home. Question, when?
Yes, but
We're going to be in a toilet and then be like, oh,
okay, but
yes, now we have jobs.
a lot of these plants are already exist. The buildings are still structurally there and structurally sound, and we don't have workers who they're empty. So a lot of
Structurally
those
sound. Okay, you haven't been in these buildings for over 20 years and it's structurally sound.
well, that's what they're investigating now. But what I'm trying to say is, so there's places. So if they just need to put a couple of beams and let's go, they're already there. You know what I mean?
Couple
Like
of beams.
no, but
Ma'am,
so you're right. I'm not for the president, but I'm for the fact that these countries are getting away with murder, and I did not know that. I didn't know that their tariffs are here for us, and this is the United States, and we're like, well, we don't have to give you such taxes and tariffs because we are the United States and we're good people, and because our goods are worth
but
your goods.
but we are an importing place. That's number one. Most of our stuff we're importing.
Yeah, but we also
have exports, but not as much as it's unequal. It's
yes,
what we export.
We don't have the tariffs are unequal. That is also what is making it unequal. So it's going to make it. We have to pay so much to them, but we're not going to send up to them.
Ma'am, we do not send out as much as we bring in.
I understand that, but we can't send out as much as we bring in because the tariffs are so high on us. It doesn't make sense for you to open up this.
Ma'am, who is going to pay the tariffs?
Well, the thing is, they paid it before because we lowered our tariffs. They paid it before, so they're going to have to learn to pay it again. We have to bring down our deficit is here, right? We have to bring it down somehow. And
it's not going to happen. There is it's not going to happen because if you're bringing
bring more jobs here. And I could be wrong, but
it's not going to
go down because the jobs went overseas. And for 30 years, my father worked at the same job. It closed down because Reagan came and said, let's bring it overseas. He has a pension, a job with a pension. He's a factory worker. Those factories are all closed. I'm like, let's open them back up. Let's try. We got to try. That's how I see it. I mean, who
are training these? So my son should now. I went to college. We have our college family, so my son should go now and work in the factory because there's no other place for him to go.
What do you mean?
Because it's a black job.
No, it's not a black job just because you work in a factory. A lot of the factories had mostly white people employed, so that's not true at all. So that's not true. So no, it's not a black job. It's a job for people who don't want to go to college, that for people who are not like studious and are not going to bode well if they go to college. So it's a job.
We are past the industrial age.
But those people, and now we've gotten rid of those jobs.
We are past the industrial age. So if we were that was building,
other countries have factories, like, you know what I mean. So they're workers,
but they're not in England. They're not in countries that are worlds ahead. They're not in Singapore. So you're talking about we're going to become industrial revolution now?
My uncle, before he retired, worked at a sugar factory in England. There are factories all over, in all countries.
There are factories all over. However, we're not an industrial nation anymore. That was over 50 some years ago. We're not an industrial nation.
I don't think we're going to turn into an industrial like that's going to be, but I think it's going to create more jobs. That's what I think. I can be wrong because I don't know. I'm not able to see the future, but that's what I see. And I think that's going to create more jobs. Oh, Iris, my parents worked in factories. There's plenty of people who will take a job in a factory if there's a pension.
But
Both my
that's
parents
but
had pensions and
but
401k.
again, I'm gonna say
No.
that's not the world. That's not the world that we live in. The
Yes, but
jobs
the
and
same people who
factories are
work
not
at the
it
car
anymore.
wash, the same people who work at the car wash can work at the factory. The same people who work at McDonald's can work at the factory. The same people there's plenty of people who don't have college jobs, who the same person, if he doesn't want to be a plumber or electrician, he can work at this factory and have a 401k just like anybody else. So there's plenty of people who can work at the factory. So what do you mean? So might as well close down McDonald's. Who's gonna work at McDonald's? Close down the car wash. Who's gonna work at the car wash?
Excuse
We
me.
don't have
Guess what? If
that
you're
anymore.
talking about that, there nobody's working at McDonald's. Have you been to a McDonald's lately? The
Yes, I was
McDonald's.
saying.
Okay, McDonald's has mostly you go in. They just shut down my whole McDonald's here. You know why they shut it down? There's 2 kiosks now that you order from, and they
Mhm.
cut the workers by like maybe 60%. They don't need workers in McDonald's anymore because they have kiosks.
Who's making the
So
hamburgers? The kiosk? Like,
yeah,
you know,
but they don't need the people. No, but they don't need the people at the front end anymore.
well,
There's nobody at the front end.
my
Nobody.
McDonald's has people at the front end, and my McDonald's
'cause
has
they
a,
didn't-
still has a play
because-
yard and a play, you
Because
know.
they
a
didn't
play thing,
because
you
they
know.
didn't all the new McDonald's. When they
No, they do
redo the
have
McDonald's.
They have the kiosk. You could order it from the thing, and you don't have to go to the person if you don't want to. But there's still a person there, like for people like my father who doesn't want to do that, and he just goes right to the desk with the person who's there. And then
But you're missing the whole point. The whole point is there was an industrial revolution. This already happened here in America. That was in the 1920s to the 60s. That was the industrial revolution.
my father and mother were working in
We're-
factories way after that, and it was fine. There was factories all. Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're
Okay.
acting like there was no
Okay.
factories in the 70s and 80s, and there were. We closed them down in the 70s and 80s, not in the 1800s.
I said that we're already past the industrial revolution is what I said. And
Right.
when in the 80s it ended, we're past that stage. There are other countries who are doing that and developing. We're past that age. We can't go back to something and
I
say,
disagree.
oh, and by the way, we're mining now. Mines have closed down. Are there still mines in the United States? Yes. Is most of our bulk mining? No. So it's not going to go backwards because you bring it here. It's not going to go backwards. Yes, we still have factories. There's Boeing. There's all these other places. However, the bulk of the United States money is not made on factories.
Well,
So
because
to
we don't
take
have
something-
any. So how do you know that if we open up some factories that there's not going to be anybody to work in them? I don't think so. I think there's plenty of people to work in the factories. I just don't. I think there's plenty of people who would appreciate a job.
And there are more people here in the United States who are going to college.
Yes, yes.
College
no,
educated people are not.
There's a lot of plumbers. No, that's not true. Blue collar workers are on the rise. We have plenty of plumbers, electricians. We have air conditioning fixing people.
No,
We have
they're
all of those
not.
people. They are.
They're not. The whole industry has been shutting down. Why? Technological advances. They don't need the same. They have Apex. They have IPEX. They don't need the plumber anymore because why? You have IPEX. You can put it in. You can do it yourself. Why do we not need a whole bunch of
I don't think that's
people
ever going to
anymore?
happen. There's plenty of plumbers
Okay.
out there. There's plenty of blue collar workers. We're always going to need blue collar. And if we shut it down so that the only way you can get a job if you go to college, we're in trouble. If we have a nation,
Okay, but that's what the United States is.
Nope, it is not. It's never been.
Oh
It's
my,
never
okay.
been. We are not just a blue
You're
collar. We
talking.
are for
You're
everybody.
just talking.
And
We're not.
So
We're
like
not. That's why we ship the jobs overseas because America has become more of a white collar society than a blue collar society.
No, we used
That's
to
why
be.
they
That's
ship.
that's not what's going on right now. That's not. I'm telling you, that's not what's
What?
going on right now.
Okay, I'm gonna just say
Because
this view is dated and just say I'm moving.
Blue collar workers are coming back more than ever. Like it used to be that you had to go to college to make a good living, and now you don't have to go to college to make a good living. So I'm like, so
Okay.
you know, that's not true. You know, and people.
Okay, my parents are blue collar workers. Point
Mhm.
blank, period. My parents were both blue collar workers. There's nothing wrong with blue collar workers. However, United States as a society has shifted from industrial age to white collar workers. That's why there's a huge imbalance, why people need to go to college, why the jobs here in America, they need to go. I'll bring it up right here. Blue collar jobs versus white collar jobs, because what you're saying is truly a falsehood based on your
You're
consumption.
trying to say that most of the people who are in high school right now are all going to college. If you go to Harlem, you go to Bronx, you go to Brooklyn, you go to Detroit, most of the people
Their track, yes.
right. Most
Their
of those
track,
people are going to
their
college
track,
and they're going to finish.
the educational track for all of our kids. There's no trade schools anymore.
That's what we wish, but that's not, everybody is not college bound, and not everybody's going to go to college.
Yes,
and
but you're missing what you're missing it. You're missing it because you're saying that all these people are. However, that's the track. There is no more track in college. There's no more track in high school. There's no more track to have blue collar jobs. That track has been taken out. There are no trade schools in New York City right now. There are no trade schools. Why? Because most of the schools have taken it out and made it so you're college ready. There's a big push for college readiness. There's nothing about trade readiness. There's only college readiness. Everything that you go, are you college ready? Are you doing this? So out of the jobs that I'm looking here, they're saying that out of the jobs, eight times more jobs are white collars being offered than blue collared workers. 8 to 9 times are white collar jobs being offered more than blue collar workers.
I think that if you open up the factories, you'll have people who go work, because I know there's a lot of people in my area who they're trying to get them to be college bound, but all those people are not college bound. And when I'm upstate, there's factories right now. They're opening up a new factory for a paper factory right now as we speak. So I know that there in this country there are
in this country. However, aboundment. You have a
yes, but if we change the rules so that we can have the tariffs, so that we can do it, if we balance it so that it's fair, then we can have the factories close because they can afford it. They can't afford to pay us what we deserve to be paid. So then
if they couldn't pay us then. How are they paying us
because now if we have a tariff on our goods that go out, we will get the money we deserve. That's what happened.
You think that we're getting money out, and who's paying for it?
What are you talking about?
You're not being
tariffs right now. You're paying for all the tariffs right now. It's not going to. That part's not going to change.
Okay. If this is your new belief because of your background,
my parents both factory workers. I don't think
so
that
everybody.
That's not the point. You're not letting me finish. That's not the point. I'm not saying that I wouldn't like my son to go to college. He did not want to go. He went for a semester and that's it. He needs to have a place to go. If he, like, you're making it sound like, well, if you're not college ready, good luck with that. No. So you need to go to China to get a job? No. So if we don't have to open up 10 million factories, but if we open up a few to help those who don't want to go to college, I don't see the problem. So I think this is going to help those people. So that's what I think. So everybody should be college ready. Not everybody is going to go to college, and everybody needs a job. That's how I see it. And if you can't go to college, I feel like if there's jobs for you, if you have to go wherever this guy that I know went to Florida because that's to get a factory job that he got. He got a job in Florida working at a factory. He went to Florida to do that job. So they will go where there's a factory if that's what they need to do. But they have to have a place. I'm not saying we're going to open up 10 million of them, but I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong. Everybody's going to get college ready, and then we don't need those people. We don't need those people. So if you're not college ready, good luck to you. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
You're missing what I was saying because I didn't say. I said the track for everybody is college readiness because I didn't.
What should they do? What should they do? Because we're not opening up any jobs for them. So what should they do?
There are still jobs out there without factories. There are plenty of blue collar jobs without factories.
Yeah, but
so at the end of the day, there are plenty of jobs without where America is past the Industrial Revolution. There are still blue collar jobs out there for people. However, we're on a different track.
If we open up more factories, I won't be disappointed. Anyway, we need to go for a break right now.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are we coming back for?
What Hollywood didn't tell you about marriage.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys. So you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.
And we are back. This is Relationship-ish. It's Thursday night. How are you doing? Obviously, we are here in a war. But it's a good war. It's a good feeling because it just is what it be. We're here. The cornerstone of every relationship is connection and communication. And we're here every Thursday night. Download that app, the Evening Rush Network. I'm your host, Cash, and we have V. So, V, what is going on tonight? What is our episode?
Well, we're talking about marriage and things that Hollywood stars didn't tell you, or the Hollywood didn't tell you. But the thing is, the number one is one of my favorites. Because does everybody remember the show Jerry Maguire, when it says,
"Oh my God,"
and he says, "You complete me," and because you know what, marriage doesn't complete you. Like, you should be your own complete person. Wait
a second. What's our name of our show, girl?
We already said it before we even left. We said what Hollywood
did.
Yes, you said.
Oh, okay, my
girl. I said, "What are we going to come back to you?" And then I just said, "What Hollywood didn't tell you about marriage."
Okay, so I'm sorry. So sorry.
So marriage. So the thing is, that you think that marriage. If you think that marriage is going to complete you, and this person, you can't live without this person. And that reminds me of one of our friends who, when she was dating, not even married, every time she had a boyfriend, she would drop us because it's all about her boyfriend. So then I feel like that's what happens in a marriage. You think that this person is going to be that person for you, and you're not going to have a life. And then that's not going to work because everybody needs to
complete me. Oh my God. Let me just tell you, I had to watch this movie. I swear to you, I've watched pieces of this movie like over 100 times. But anyway, the best advice that I got before I got married, the best advice came from this little girl who was like at the time 17 years old. And she said, you can't go in a marriage being 50% and 50%. You have to come as a whole person already, and the two of you make a third. I'm like, and it's a marriage. And I was just looking at this little 17-year-old, and I'm just like, what? And that has stuck with me for a number of years. She was like, no, because most people think that you have to bring 50%, 50%, and the person completes you. You have to be complete yourself.
That's it.
And make it. And I was just like, okay, little girl, look at you.
Well, it's true. And I think a lot of people think that they're like they're getting married because they feel like this is going to make their life complete. This is what they've been waiting for. And just because you've wanted to be married for a long time, that doesn't mean that you need to be married. There's a difference. You need to be your own person and complete yourself. You don't need to be married. You want to be married, and you can be married if that's what you want, but that's not going to make you live or die, and that's not going to make you anything. So you have to make yourself whatever you want yourself to be, not hoping that marriage is going to take you to the next.
But I'm still saying that was the best line of that movie. He comes in, he's like moving the girls over. He's like, you complete me. Like, oh my God. Yes, they're together.
What did she say? She says, you had me at something else.
You had me at hello.
Yes. Yes, you had me at hello.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
that
so
was, that was it.
That's part of Hollywood. But that was
so
romantic for me. Like, I'm like, oh my God, somebody said that, but that's not the truth of the way marriage goes. But in my head, that was like I'm like, oh my God, imagine a man saying that to you. That's just so romantic, so wonderful. But that's not what you need him to say, because you don't want to be the one that completes him. He needs to come.
Yeah, because all of a sudden he like, without you, I'm gonna kill everybody in here. Wait a minute. I'm not completing you. You complete us together.
Yeah, right. We are. Yeah. Because I mean, at the time,
it
seemed like a good, right?
At the time. And so Eminem is like, I'm gonna tie you to the bed, and like, what? No, Eminem, no, we set this house on fire. I'm like, no, Eminem, you don't complete me. Never mind. No, we're good.
Never mind. Yes, really.
Okay, bring out the crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So number 2. You won't always feel attracted to your partner. Let me just tell you.
Tell me.
I can neither confirm nor deny this, and I'm in marriage right now. You know, sometimes when your partner wakes up and they're brushing their teeth and the toothpaste is running down the side, I'm just like, don't you want to wipe that? Just wipe it. Just wipe it. I can confirm that, you know, before when you were first getting to know somebody, you were like, oh, they're so cute. Yeah. And now I'm just like, can you wipe that? Can you just wipe that toothbrush? Just right there. Wipe the toothpaste off, please.
Yeah. Well, some people think that if they're not feeling attracted to their partner, that it's over, and it's not. It's natural that you're not going to feel the same connection that you felt before you were married. Like, life gets monotonous. It's not about dating. It's not about going out every Friday night. You go out when you can. Life gets in the way. You have kids, you have parents, you have other obligations. So you're not going to be able to do what you could do when you're not married. You're like, okay, she's coming to pick me up now. Let me put on my thing. Now it's like she's already in the house with you. So she's not coming to pick you up. She's there. So she's now, maybe the magic is you put your makeup on. She's not there. Now you're like, move over. I got to put the rest of this on right here. So now they're seeing. They didn't get to see that before. Now they're seeing, oh yeah,
you see it all the time. Be like in the car, like you see the magic happening. Like, please stop. But but I mean, it's gonna fluctuate, and then like you said, it's not like you're getting out the car and it's like the reveal. It's like, suck me in, get that, pull it in.
Yes. My ex-husband was trying to get me in a dress, and I'm like, I can't reach it. He's like, suck it in. I'm like, I am sucking it in. He's like, well, this dress. He's like, if you have some baby oil, maybe you can fit this dress. But other than that, I'm like, oh my God. You can't fit this dress without. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay. Yeah.
So we know that we're not going to always feel attracted to our partner, because it's not dating. Marriage is not, I mean, you could try to date while you're married. That would be nice, but life does get in the way. And so you have date night and you have times when you guys are just the two of you or whatever. However, it is not dating. So it is marriage. So you're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly. If they put on a couple of pounds, they might not look the way that they used to look, if they get a couple of crow's feet going on, you can't see mine, whatever, but they're not going to look the same way, so you got to look past that and look and see also what's on the inside. The reason that you married them, I hope, is not only for what is on the outside, because then we have issues. Because if that's the only reason that you married somebody, it's how they looked on the outside, we already know that's not going to work out. And we know some Hollywood people who do that. Not only Hollywood, famous people, I should say, basketball players, football players, marrying that beautiful.
Number 3.
You won't always like it for now. Okay. We know this is true. Like,
it gets back to that irksome thing. Like, what is irking you? It irks me every time. I don't know right now, but yeah, it's irking me.
And some things that you tolerated while you were dating, you don't tolerate while you are married. It's getting on your nerves, because you know what? It's a constant thing. And now you're seeing the other things that also get on your nerves. And now this thing that you used to be like, that's not so bad. Now you're like, oh.
Let me tell you what's irksome. And this gets me and my wife all the time, and we fight because she swears she's an on-time person.
Oh.
I said that she looks at the Google and she knows that we're going to be there. She's like, if we leave right now, we'll make it in time. Okay. We get there in time. And then she's like, okay, now that you parked the car, because my wife always likes to wear sexy shoes, let me put my heels on and strap them up. We left just in time to make it there. We left just because she looks at Google. I love it, because then she can read, and we make it just enough time. We have to leave now. It's going to take exactly 20 minutes to get there. We're going to park the car at 5. This starts at 5. We have to look for parking. We look for parking, and then just let me strap up my heels. Oh my God.
Yeah. Well,
but I love the shoes. I love her shoes. Hands down, love the sexy shoes. Need the sexy shoes. She has the sexy shoes.
Except well, my father used to get on my mother's nerves. We'd be ready to go. We're all ready. He's like, girls, because it's 3, my sister, my mother, and myself, 3 girls. Girls, let's go. And then we get outside. He's checking the oil. My mother's like, what are you doing? Checking the oil. She's like, when we were getting ready, you couldn't check the oil? We are outside. Now you open up the hood to check the oil? He's like, yeah, well, sometimes it's leaking. I'm just making sure. He did that almost every time. Sometimes I would go like this, Dad, we're not ready. Go outside and check the oil. He's like, oh, okay, yeah. And then he would go outside and check the oil. But what is that? My mother used to go crazy, and you're waiting for
But
us.
I think maybe that's a man thing because
Wait. And then when
my
it's time,
father used to do that, right? And then wipe the oil stick,
yes,
and then it be smelling like oil. It's like, now we're going someplace, and you smell like gasoline and oil. Well, why? Why did like what?
yes,
We're going somewhere nice, and you smell like oil.
yes.
Maybe that's a man thing. I don't know. We need a man to confirm or deny this. Because I don't know what that is. Yes. Okay. Men? Anybody? Anybody?
No such luck.
Maybe guys don't check oil anymore. Maybe their cars don't take the oil. I don't know. Well, you have a man. You're dating a man. Does your man do that?
Mm-mm. But my ex-husband didn't do that either. So, but my dad did it. But they, they still have oil in the cars. So, but I guess they have other things that irk us. That wasn't one of them. But my dad definitely irked my mother. So number 4.
I always check and change my oil.
Of course, Sean is going to say that. Of course, Sean is going to say that.
You men, I just don't. And then you smell like gasoline, and we got to go out to eat with you smelling like gas.
Well, we're about to go to the wedding, and you have your suit on. You take off your jacket. Now you put your jacket on with your oily.
Oh my God,
like it. But you wipe your hair
all the time. But like and he would take a dirty rag.
Yeah. I think your father was taking class with my father, because that's exactly what my father would do.
It's not clean. It just okay. Anyway, being in love is a stage of a relationship that doesn't last forever.
Do you believe that to be true?
Well, in the movies, it's like you need to fall in love and live happily ever after. But I think there's ebbs and flows to what real love is about and what you're gonna do. Like, you're past the infatuation stage, and now you're looking at them use the bathroom, and you're like, okay, but it's a different love. So I think we have to take into account married the love on thing, like, and they live happily ever after. There's no happily all the time. I'm not gonna fight with you. There are gonna be fights, but we have to fight fair and be into each other and know each other's limits and boundaries and how to communicate past. And I think the love is a different love. It's not, for me, I don't think it's like,
I agree.
It's romantic. You're making my heart and butterflies fly. But I think it's a different love.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a different love, because I mean, it doesn't last forever. But I feel like real love does last forever. But I know this sounds crazy, because I am the marriage queen. I think we should all be married. That's in my head. It's my own fantasy, but whatever. But for me, I'm starting to see with all, like, the friends that I have that are divorced, and some, like, one of my friends that has a boyfriend right now, and she was married for 20 years. Another one married for 20 years, and now they're divorced and they're gone on. So I'm like, does a marriage have a 20-year shelf life? Because before, you stayed married because you had to. Like in my mother's day, like, no one was getting divorced. And if you're getting divorced, everybody's talking about you. You're going to be a divorced woman. No one's going to want you. You have kids. Nobody wants you. Those days have passed, right? So now, if you don't have to stay married, no one stayed married because they have to. I mean, you could, but it's less likely that you're staying married because you have to. So I'm wondering, is there a 20-year shelf life for marriage? I'm just wondering, because I just feel like, or
is there a 20-year shelf life for your kids, and then you have to develop new relationships? Because after 20 years, everything changes.
Yes, well, your kids get married and they go off and have their own kids, whatever. So everything, like that changes. But I'm just wondering, like, because I feel like we had to stay married, so we didn't know about any shelf life, because who was getting divorced? You had your pearls and you had your husband and you had to stay married, and it didn't matter if he beat the crap out of you, you had to stay married, and that's it. And now you don't have to do all of that. So you're like, bye. So I'm not wondering,
What, where, when, why?
My aunt, her husband cheated on her like crazy, but she felt like she had to stay married. He ended up leaving her for another woman, but she was never going to stop the madness. So I'm saying now, I don't think we will put up with that the same. So then I think it might be different. I don't know. I'm just saying it might have a little shelf life, go on to the next love, start all over again. Maybe.
Girl, I don't know what you talking about.
You don't think so? No, I'm just saying, I just see the divorce rate and
Well, maybe that'll be another topic. We're gonna have to send a poll out there. Is the shelf life of marriage 20 years and done? 20 and done.
20
You've
done.
done your time. I got locked up and my mom don't know.
It depends on how young you get married, because I think when you get married, like when you're in your like early 20s, 21, 18, 19, 20, those years, I feel like you're in the fantasy. You think marriage is going to be this thing. You haven't really fostered adulthood. So I feel like then you're getting married and you think it's going to be the man is going to complete you or the woman is going to complete you, right? And if you get married a little older, you know better. You know who you are, and you know you're not going to put up with that, and you don't have to.
Well,
so I think
Carolina is saying, I hope not. I don't know. I have hard time just committing to life. So this is girl. Okay, so let's go on to, I don't even know where we are. Love can grow with time and effort. Girl, love can go. I made a TikTok about this.
Okay.
Love is like a thought. You have to force it. It's probably she.
But like everything else, a relationship takes work. So I think some people get married and they think that now they don't have to work. Like, before you were married, you were going to the gym like 3 times a week. Now you're married, you don't got to go anymore. Like, that's not the way it goes. Like, you still have to work. If you were doing certain things, just because you're married doesn't mean you don't have to listen to him anymore. You don't have to listen to her anymore because now you're married. So now you don't have to do that. You still have to listen. You know what I mean? You still have
that's like growing and taking a garden and trying to grow something and not tending to it. It's just gonna fall apart. So
it's just like if you're in a marriage,
further apart.
Of course, you're going to get further apart. And then if you're in a marriage and you are dating and you have endless sex, and maybe the sex is going to calm down a little, but you can't just end it just because you're married. You just can't say, well, we're married now, so we don't have to do that, which is what my ex-husband tried to say. I'm just saying. That's not going to work for me. But I'm just saying the truth.
I like Iris. I love you, but I don't like you right now.
Yeah.
I think I have that feeling about some of my friends sometimes. I'm not going to say their names.
Well, I think, time and effort, if you put the effort in, I think your marriage would last forever and it wouldn't have a 20-year shelf life. But I think what happens is the effort stops. One person stops and then the other person's like, why am I doing all this? Because you don't do this. Like, instead of trying to work together, when one person stops, I think maybe the other person is like, well, forget that. If I'm not doing this, if you're not doing that, and then that might be the effort stops. So you can't grow if there's no effort. Just saying.
Well, number 6. What's number 6?
Let me see. I don't have it over here.
Oh, you don't have to feel love to give it. Fake it till you make it. Sometimes you don't feel like giving your partner a good morning kiss. Give them a kiss anyway.
Yes.
Because I may not like you, but I do love you. So you don't feel like it, do it anyway. Do it anyway. Feel the love and do it anyway. And
I
then
think that's important.
it'll change and it'll grow. We'll grow again in a different way. So I think that's important.
I think that's important. I think I'm not good at that.
Uh-oh. Tell me more.
No, I'm just saying, I think I'm like, I think I will not good at faking it till I make it. I think I'm just not going to give you the kiss because I'm still mad, but I think it's right to do it. I think I need to learn how to do that. No, I think that's right. I'm just saying the truth. I'm not that person. I'm the person that's like, okay, I know you're not coming over here. But I should be like saying, okay, let's, yeah. So I'm going to try. Okay. So I'm not married, by the way, everybody, single, but I'm going to try to do that. I'll be like, are you like that? Are you able to let it go? Just asking. We're just saying what's okay. You don't have to say.
I don't know who you think I am. In any relationship, it's just the platonicness. I'm the same person. Every relationship is just we're not doing that or whatever. But if you're not talking to me, it's just gonna escalate. You think that we're gonna be and pretend like that's all I can say. I'm the same person. You see me. I see you.
Okay.
No, I can't fake it till I make it. It's just let's go.
But maybe we're gonna try. We're gonna try that, Cash. Well, you have
I
marriage.
don't know who you're lying to. I don't know who you're lying to.
I don't have anybody to try with, but I think it's a good idea to try that. So what's number 7?
Sex is a sacred act of giving and receiving.
Okay, some people need to hear that again. Giving and receiving. I just had a talk with somebody who says that they're having trouble with that. I was like, really? So yes, it's a giving and receiving, people. It's not only about receiving. So well, she was saying that her husband just likes quickies all the time, and she's like, it's okay once in a while, but then she's not satisfied with that, and then he's good to go, and she's like,
I'm not good to go.
So
we gotta do something about that.
Letting that quickie like once in a while, and then she's like, it's getting more and more, and she's like, well, I'm like, whoa. So I'm like, she's like, I opened the door. I was like, okay, well, we'll do a quickie. Yeah. And she's like, now it's quickie. And I'm like, so in case he's watching, it's giving and receiving.
Well,
and
I would say, I would be like, you know what she should do.
What should she?
And this is advice.
Yeah.
Her husband comes in, she's laying there like, I need you to give me a quickie.
Oh yes. Oh, I never really thought of that. That's awesome.
And then the next time he comes in, be like, I need you to just go. Thank you.
And then get up and go in the shower like it's done. Like
yes. Like
yes.
I bet it would stop. Be like, but what are you gonna do for me? No. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, sometimes a quickie should be me too. I'll just have the quickie.
Girl, I know how to stop that real quick.
Quickie.
I just need a quickie.
Yeah, no,
maybe I just got your. But I gave you a quickie last time. That was you. But that was both. No. That was for you. All right, that's what I'm talking about. So let's go on to number 8. Number 8. Marriage is the crucible designed to help you grow. What? I don't even know what this means.
Well, I think it's like it's not the happily ever after. It's growing ever after. So it's growing in a relationship with somebody ever after, not the happily ever after. It's growing together ever after. So you growing constantly together as a couple. You're 100%, they're 100%, and you're going together. No, that's what I think it means.
Yeah, but
It's like it's
someone should have told me this one,
why?
because this is hard. It's hard to have the fortitude to keep 100%, and you have 100%, but your 100% might be growing to the left, and my 100% is growing to the right, and then we're trying to keep it growing toward each other and up instead of imploding. It's just someone, happily ever after, someone lied for real, because it is. I feel like I'm in a chain gang sometimes. Working on a chain. Like, I want to do things, and it's like, you have a family. You need to go home and stop riding that motorcycle. What the what? How I'm supposed to grow and pop wheelies and burn out?
About that, the fact that you have your own life and then you get married and then it is not only about you anymore. I'm like, just had this conversation. Yeah, so that's how you feel, Cash. You feel like it should still be about you.
At times, yes, because you're like, I just want to go do something stupid on my motorcycle, and you're like, I can't, because if something happens, then what's gonna happen? I got my kid, I got my wife, I have responsibilities. Like,
right.
I feel like I just want to go to work tomorrow and quit, just quit, but I can't. You know why? I have life and responsibilities. It's not just my life that I have to worry about. So I got to be on this chain gang. That's the sound of a man working on the chain. I'm just saying. I'm so sorry.
There you go.
So,
Number 9. Your first blueprint for an intimate partnership informs how you approach your marriage. So this is like, if your parents had a healthy marriage, you're more likely to have a healthy marriage, because that's what you see. And if you have friends and like aunts and grandparents who had a healthy marriage, and if you didn't, you don't have that same kind of blueprint. So that's gonna make a difference in how you handle, like, so you have to form your own blueprint. You have to make sure, if you don't want to go down that road, then you have to decide not to go down that road, because sometimes we just do what our parents do,
Well, I was thinking about that's definite. That is definite on both sides, but I think it's weird to say, because you know how I feel sometimes about my brother. My brother is my hero and also my adversary, who's just the bane of my. However, for someone to look up to, my brother is a pretty good man in his marriage. He is my, I guess, framework for marriage, because my daddy, no. And what their marriage, oh my God, just the fight and the it's like, I don't know what that is. My daddy is still a Rolling Stone. But my brother, he is like, for him, that is his constant north. And so it's like, okay, so it's like an example of, for me to be like, he's doing this, and I do not agree with my brother, or oil and water a lot of times, but for that, I got to give him a pat on the back. He is a monogamous man. He does things for his wife. He is like the best gift giver for his wife, and like the gifts that he gets, I'm like, ooh. She's like, I don't want that. I just wanted the cheap shoes from Payless, and he went and bought her some Christian Louboutins. I'm like, You
Yeah.
know, so I gotta give the blueprint. You gotta find the right blueprint for your marriage to say, this is what I want to. This is the template that I want to copy. So
Yes, I
don't
agree.
tell him I said that, though. Don't tell him I said that. I can't give him any props. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And this last one is so true. Oh Jesus.
Yes. Because life with young kids, like I don't have them anymore, but I did have them, 2.5 years apart. So I know. And my sister and I were 13 months apart. So I know. Life with young kids is difficult, because you can't do everything that you want to do and everything that you were doing, even when you were married and you didn't have kids. Now it's really changed because it's all about the kids. Who has to go swimming? Who has to go to softball? Who has to go to soccer? Who's in the play? Who like and you have to navigate that and still navigate a relationship and foster a relationship with your kids as well as now your spouse. That is hard. So I'm like that is a work. You have to make that work. If you don't, you will not stay married long. If you don't, you will not stay married long. Just saying.
Girl.
And I was married for
You ain't
30 years, so I know what I speak. If you navigate it
And
right.
what happens if you have two sets of twins?
Woo! Oh. Yeah.
Oh, after you had 10 kids and then you have two sets of twins. I don't know.
No, but so I know life is hard, and Cash has her little son, and I
Oh,
mean I've been there, done that. You never forget, like how hard it is to do everything that you want to do, and you want to make the kids they're your world, right? But you still have a significant other that you still have to make happy. It's not only about the kids, and I think that's a problem for some people. They forget that first you were married. This was your person. And it's not like you're not going to put the kids first. That is not what I'm saying at all. But you still are married and you still have to put that person, that your significant other, in the mix. You can't leave them out and just worry about the kids. Then you're going to be by yourself and with your kids. And those kids are going to go to college, get a good job, get married, and leave your butt. So you better make sure that you have all your ducks in a row. So that will not happen. Just saying.
okay. Well, should we have had this show before the pre-Canaan? Because
For those of you who don't know, pre-Canaan is a Catholic thing I don't know if it's only Catholic, it might be a Christian, but you have to go speak to the priest or the reverend or whoever before you get married and talk about certain things and make sure they can prepare you for marriage. And talk to some elderly married couple who are successful in their marriage and see. Yeah, maybe this show is like whoever's taping, send this show to your friends who's about to get married. They need to see this.
this show is the pre-Canaan. All right. So let's go back over marriage myths and what Hollywood did not tell us. Number one, marriage does not complete you. You have to be complete yourself. Number two, you won't always feel attracted to your partner. Number three, you won't always like your partner, but you love them. Number four, being in love is a stage of a relationship. It does not last for forever. Number five, love can grow with time and effort. A lot of fortitude, okay? Number six, you don't always have to feel love to give it. Sex is a sacred act of giving and receiving, okay? Number eight, marriage is a crucible designed to help you grow. Number nine, it's the first blueprint of an intimate partnership, informs you how to approach your marriage. So think about who's your blueprint. And number 10, life with young children is stressful as HE LL, but I love that boy from the moon and back. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what
So,
are your
and
takeaways? My takeaway is I needed this before the pre came in. Because you think about Jerry Maguire, you complete me. And it's just like, this is work. This is going to the garden and tending to it every day. It's not like it just grows and blossoms and curves the way that you curve. It curves out and you have to figure out a way to make it curve back in. And just forgiveness and still, this is my thing, forgiveness, still living with the person, but forgiveness at the same time when you're mad and just going to bed and be like, I love you still. Like, it's hard. And so and to do it and to grow as a person in that, it's the biggest relationship work the lift of my life. I'm still working on it, still going through it.
So would you recommend marriage? Just curious.
So what's next week's show? I think for me, I think this is a one-time deal. This is the hardest work that I've done in my, and I believe in persevering and voting for the underdog. And this is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot. And selfishness has to go out the window. And I don't think I'm selfish, but it's really, you have to break yourself and rebuild yourself. Every period of this relationship is like trying to figure out how to reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're an entrepreneur.
It's okay. Yes. That is 100% true. That is true. That is true. So my takeaway, I would say, is definitely like I think that I'm still in even though I was married before and I am divorced, I still think of the happily ever after, because I felt like I had at least like 25 years of a real happy relationship, right? So I feel like that fairy tale still exists, because I felt like I'm not saying we didn't argue, because let me tell you, we had some big arguments, but I just still feel like that fairy tale. So this is making me feel like there is no fairy tale, girl. Wake up. So, so that's, for me, that's the takeaway. I'm like, okay, so maybe, maybe you're looking for something that you're never going to find, but I felt like I found it before. I'm just saying. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe that's not true. There is no fairy tale. I need to just really wake up, smell the coffee.
Your knight in shining armor.
Yes, I'm thinking. So next week, what's the show? Or like, I want to do spring and summer fashions, but it's up to you.
Did she just do this to me? Did she just do this to me? You are funny as I don't know what. So next week we're doing spring and summer fashion. What you need to know?
You need to know.
What should you be wearing? What's that hot new color?
And what you should know? Throw that out.
Because V is gonna judge you.
I am judging you. So if it doesn't belong in your closet, throw it out. Like, not gonna wear that. Some things we're just.
I'm not gonna throw it out. Let me just tell you, I had a pair of pants in my closet today.
Mm-hmm.
I took them off already. They fit.
No,
this is proof that I'm not throwing them out. I am not.
You don't need to throw everything out. But there are some things you throw out.
Nope. And I'm not throwing out my corduroy shorts.
You don't have to throw corduroy shorts actually in right now. But corduroy pants in the summer is out. Do not wear she said corduroy shorts, people. She said shorts. People are like, the caption, you can wear your corduroys. That's not wearing. No, she said shorts. Yes, you can wear the shorts, the corduroy shorts. Sorry.
Girl, if you have, I'm so sorry. If you have corduroy shorts, please throw them out.
You can wear your corduroy shorts. You just can't.
Ma'am, they're too hot to be wearing in anybody's summer.
No, this is the season where you will wear it right now, where it's like 50 degrees. You have your boots on and you have your corduroy shorts. This is where you would be wearing it right now. If you have them, take them out now. This is where you would wear them, girlie.
This is Relationship-ish. We're here every Thursday night at 8 o'clock talking about the cornerstone of every relationship, whether it's marriage, friendship, food, music, love, politics. We're here, people, every Thursday night. We're your hosts. I'm Cash.
And I'm V. And please follow us and follow the Evening Rush Network. And we're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Follow us everywhere, Relationship-ish. And please download the Evening Rush Network. Bye-bye.